Cancer, welcome to your no, it's not super quick. Welcome to your relatively quick Setting Your North Compass reading. I'm doing these slightly in honour of the publication of The Rosefield by Philip Pullman. I've started reading, but I've not got far enough into it to sort of comment properly on the book. I know I'm going to love them. But I guess what I'm talking about is sort of hooking into a kind of intention around these kind of amazing books that talk about really important issues like how to, I think the North Compass is a kind of specifically interesting to those books because in these books, which are a version of our universe where your soul or your spirit guide is externalized in the form of an animal, your demon, and where the main character Lyra uses an alethiometer, which is a bit like this. It's a compass, but with images that she uses for truth seeking. I think the books are largely speaking about how to navigate truth in a world that might be stacked slightly against it or have agendas in certain misrepresentations or something like that. Anyway, so you turning up in this idea as the strength. So when you think about setting your North Compass, there's an enormous strength, this female magician type energy. Look at that lion and her looking into the distance, optimistic sunflowers, her beautiful wings, which are so beautifully coloured in this one, and the infinity symbol above her. Very peaceful, they're in alignment. She's not having to wrestle with this lion like we usually see. They sort of have her wild side and the lion's nature are aligned. It's the feeling that you've got. So it's almost like when it comes to you thinking about what will make you most happy, what will align you the most, you are, it seems, in harmony with your more natural, more subconscious urges and something wild, which I love. Your root skills, we've got the 9 of Wands. So an ability to defend yourself. You've been through the ringer probably with this card. You are the wounded healer, but you know how to set your boundaries. What else am I saying there? I mean, she looks quite, it's funny, she looks quite like Lily Allen, who's all over social media at the moment with her new album, which is about having been cheated on largely. There's a sort of, maybe you've been through something similar. You've kind of had some fairly difficult life experiences, and now your boundaries are up, your defenses are up, and you're ready to it's a skill, it's something that will help you. You're not going to be taken for a fool again. Usually we want you to be a bit more open, but actually here this is turning up as something that's helpful. What you might want to let go of is the Page of Wands, which turned up in the reverse. So there might be a lack of enthusiasm going on at the moment, because the Page of Wands is an enormously enthusiastic, excitable energy, always thinking what can come next, always looking this way and that, wanting to learn, wanting to send messages based on what is excited in them. But perhaps because of this defensive position, you might have tipped into a little bit of kind of ennui, not particularly excited by life. How to set your North Compass? Well, we've got the 2 of Swords. This is the minor to the High Priestess. The swords are being clutched to the image of the fish's, sort of the mer person's breast. We know when we see this that there's an attempt to, with the blindfold, to get into some deep knowledge, inner knowledge. But we also know that you can't continue not to pick a next course of action. So it's kind of saying, use your intuition and then act, because you won't be able to dither and sit in this kind of position of not making a decision forever. You have to move on. And where it's all going, I love it, to the page, to the Queen of Wands. So we saw those beautiful sunflowers here. Again, this is her symbol, the sunflowers. She's got her black cat of intuition. She's got her enormous optimism. She's ready for action. She's very witchy. She's very intuitive. She's looking at us from a side. She's kind of a sexy queen. I like how her throne is like an imaginary sort of spectre behind her, as if like she's comfortable in both worlds. So let's build on this now. Let us have a comment from the Crow Tarot. Is there anything to add to this about setting the North Star for Cancer, the sun, more sunflowers? It's kind of saying to me, don't worry, there's this moment of extreme manifestation coming. All these sunflowers building on each other. I think you've been through the hard bit, and now there's this kind of explosion of optimism and ability to create. This huge sun. It's interesting, I was listening to something on YouTube the other day, and it was talking about how in the ancient world, the ancients would have associated the sun with horses. And this here we see a horse and a sun, because they would have thought about, and you see old sculptures and sort of pieces of decorative art, the sun being dragged by a chariot. So they sort of, it's strange, there seemed to be a really strong association, which I loved, because my long form of my name means lover of horses. And I was always like, I mean, I love horses, but I'm not a rider or anything. But lover of the sun feels kind of epic to me. And I like the association between the two. So I'm really making that association for you as well. It feels as if there's something kind of incredible coming from solar flares, from information from the sky, from being brought alive by that kind of epic energy of the sun, something kind of a bit more ancient, because I'm associating it with that piece of knowledge that I've just learned. And what have we got from the Salvador Dali? Take the cup. It's like pick your decision with the Two of Swords. Here it's saying, look, there's a little tickle in the back of your head. Come on, take this cup. This is what you need. Jump into this kind of position where you actually stake your claim to something. Stop being stymied by your previous experience. We know it's good that you can protect yourself with the Nine of Wands, but we need you now to grasp onto something that your intuition will help you with that Two of Swords and the Queen of Wands. And then the Emperor is coming. That's interesting. So you can use some tradition, some discipline, some structure in order to sort of shore yourself up in the next bit. It's interesting, you can't see the face of this Emperor. It could be a female, it could be a male. It's like everything is taken over by the kind of regalia, by the prevailing attitudes, and then the personality slightly gets lost in it. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's saying rely for a little while on structures and social constructs in order to get you through this bit. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, maybe you think about those sort of paternal, maybe there's something you learned from a paternal influence that can help shore you up at the moment. And then I love this. I got this in a personal reading I did for myself today. It's called Foxfire. It is Foxfire, isn't it? Yeah. And I'll read to you from the book because it's really beautiful. And it talks a lot about that Queen of Wands energy, 27. If you are in the night forest and see a green glow, a vivid verdant light shining with an otherworldly softness, there's a simple explanation. Mushrooms charged with bioluminescence glow on their own accord. It's weird and eerie, and but it's also perfectly natural. Foxfire is the folk name, and as a part of the undergrowth, as you part the undergrowth and gaze upon the scene, now you know why. Those who are prepared to only see the natural rely on the supernatural. People who expect to see the earthly rarely see the unearthly. If you don't believe in the foxes, all you will see are the mushrooms, wondrous enough, but perhaps not the full story. If you don't believe in even the possibility of magic, then you will never ever experience it. Children don't need to be taught to believe in wonder and magic. The mystical worlds are still open to them. At some point we're taught it's silly to say we see foxes where there are only mushrooms, but it's not too late. The human heart yearns for mystery and the eternal what if. The places where magical and mundane worlds touch, the liminal places, are full of possibility. You are in one of those places. You are at one of those places now. You can proceed logically, or you can expand your consciousness for other possibilities. The first possibility may not be the correct one. Listen for the intuitive call to move, to act, to grow, to shine. Foxfire is earth magic, but it's also sky magic. Northern legends see the sweep of foxfire enchantment as its eerie green lights of the aurora borealis. Fox magic rises through the cold, clear air to hang in the heavens. It's very much in line, if you're tuning in because I put Philip Pullman or the Rose field in it is very much in line with the feeling that I feel is the message of Philip Pullman's books, which is that when we get to be an adult, we have to put away some childish things. But if we put away all of the delight, we kind of, like we see in this the last of the second trilogy, we can become, if we let go of the imagination, the magical, the enchanted, we become slightly dead inside, and there is a journey going on to reconnect our main character with those sort of ideas. No spoilers. So I think there's something of that for you. You might have been a bit hurt and a bit shut down, and now you're not sure, but you've got the Queen of Wands turning up, and she would love this kind of realm. And you've got the Four of Cups saying, take it. What I'm interested in is that we've also got the Emperor, who's quite sort of traditional in a way, but he's sort of holding your hand if you feel a bit out of your depth. And then from these Aitel Cahoon, the Nine of Discs, the Lord of Material Gain. This will be very, very good for you. The Nine of Discs, the Nine of Pentacles, but again, it's a bit like the sun, isn't it? Is about a single, real, a very accomplished energy, you, on your own, being rather resplendent and amazing. It's an encouragement. It's saying, to finish off this card reading, so I'm going to pull you, because my camera was full, my phone. Oh, wonderful. 5 and 6 of Wands. Fight for this, and then you will get recognition. This is really beautiful. I'm curious just about this Emperor. I'm interested what he's doing. Could we have a comment on that? The Sun again, so we know you've already got the Sun, and then the 6 of Wands again. The Emperor is going to help you to your path to this great recognition, and yeah, it's exactly what I thought. He is on your side. So grasp what he is offering. The ideas from your father, from your sort of paternalistic line, the discipline, the rigor, the structure will help you fight for what it is that you want. But there is this whimsy that he's also protecting you from. I hope that makes sense. See you again.